Catch and release fishing this day and age is so important for the future of our sport. But that's not to say we can't keep the odd fish to enjoy for a meal. Every now and then, I'll link up with a buddy and head out to enjoy what our oceans have to offer, freshly caught seafood. But like all things with fishing, there's a method to our madness. This is how we look after our catch.
Oh, we're gonna have a tangle here.
I'm coming.
Oh.
Now that is a proper fish.
Dude.
What are we doing here? Fight it out, mate. I'll see you in about an hour.
Listen to that reel. Goodness gracious. I'm getting a bit of ground on him here, Jono.
Good stuff, mate. He's a good fish. Now that is why that fish was pulling so hard. Check that out. Trey, you've done well.
Not every fish that hits the deck of the boat is considered a meal. Following years of trial and error, we have selected the fish that we like to eat and make sure the rest go back to swim another day.
Oh, there's a bite. Gotcha. Exactly what I'm after this morning. Give myself a little bit of line to play with. Now, in terms of eating a fish, that's my man. It's a perfect size to put into ice slurry and turn into a fish burger or a bit of flour and salt. I reckon I'm looking at Trey for this one just quietly.
Sounds good, mate. He looks delicious. He'll be on the plate later for us.
Snapper are an incredibly tasty fish in this part of the world, but just because it hits the net, the job's not over. There are many steps that we need to take before we consider eating it.
I've got to kill this fish humanely. So what that process is called is an ikijimi spike. So I'm laying it up on a flat surface here, and I've got an ikijimi spike. This is called the Iki Pick. You can pick them up at your local tackle store, and you'll see there's a line that runs vertical up from its head. It's a line there right behind the eye. You want to follow that line up, and then right behind its eye, go straight in. And that fish is instantly dead. See how its tail is kicking? There are all the nerves going throughout its body. So that fish is now humanely killed. So I'm gonna pull that out. And now what I'm gonna do is put it into what we call an ice slurry. So what I've prepared here is ice from the local service station with some salt water, which is really, really important. And I'm gonna place that fish in there fully submerged.
A catch and cook mission like this is not about filling your rescue to the brim. It's about carefully understanding how much fish you need for the people on board to have a nice meal. Today, we were lucky enough to catch a range of species and a couple dozen fish, but only 4 made their way to the esky. 1 for me, 1 for Trey, and 1 for dinner that night. Undersized, slow-growing or breeding fish should always be looked at twice before making their way into the recipe books. If you're unsure, check out the rules and regulations for the state that you're fishing in.
Fight him out, mate.
So we're just pumping and winding. We just got to keep constant pressure on him. Try and get him off the bottom if he is a decent snapper.
Nice, mate.
Cheers, Jono.
That is the model we're after.
That's a better class of fish, isn't it, mate?
I reckon that's another 2 up. So those first few are kind of like pan size, but that is a true snapper.
That's a respectable fish.
Look
at
at
that, mate.
Beautiful blue spots. That is the fish we came for.
Super pumped, absolutely, yeah. That's definitely the class up.
Is it I would nearly call that now a proper snapper. So you've got pinkies, panties, squire, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But it's even got a knob on its head. If it's got a knob on its head, then
it's a true fish, isn't it?
It's a true fish.
See if we can upgrade again, eh?
I'm keen.
You.
Killing a fish is not just about the 2 fillets we can get off either side. It's about maximising all of that fish to justify taking it from the water. Frames of smaller fish like this make great baits for crab traps or burley, while the heads or frames of bigger fish can be used for fish stock or donating to citizen science projects.
Now that's what it's all about in our books. We had a really nice morning this morning, catching a few fish, a simple camp cook-up on the rocks here, and we're going to enjoy a few fish wraps to finish off what is a really enjoyable snapper session. And look, it doesn't matter how you eat your fish, whether or not it's at home, at a fancy restaurant, or just at a camp kitchen like we're doing today. It's all about doing so sustainably. Dispatch that fish properly and put it in an ice slurry. You saw how we did it this morning. And then grab a mate, maybe a beer if you're at home, and enjoy it. Looks awesome, Trey.
Ready to plate up, bud?
Plate up.
True camping style, no utensils. A nice bit of fresh snapper.
Caught only about 2 hours ago.
Cheers to that, mate. Great day.
Hey, it's not over yet.
This is the ideal fishing trip in our books. Fishing with a mate, catching some fish, taking 2 or 3 for the table, and giving them the respect they deserve so their flesh is as tasty as possible. We'll see you on the water.